Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Welcome back to another episode of Half Quarter Hangout here on the Grow 4 Show.
Woo.
Woo! Today, hanging out here with me, my buddy Schwoob.
Cheers, guys.
And myself. And we'll probably throw the link up in the chat as we usually do. We love to have people jump on if they'd like to. So today's episode, we're going to go over preparing for an outdoor season. Anybody who might be getting ready to do an outdoor grow, or maybe you're in Canada and you've never grown weed before and you got a backyard and you're thinking to yourself, this is my year. I'm going to throw out a couple of plants and see how that goes. So this would be a good show for you. Gives you a chance to pick up a little bit of knowledge. Schwoob has a little bit of experience with it. I myself, I've only grown very like couple little plants outdoors, never really successfully. But I know some of the steps. I know what to look for. I've talked to some people who do grow outdoors, and we're looking at getting a guest on here that has some real good experience in the next coming shows. Cheers, Green Goddess. Cheers, Banshee. Thanks for stopping in. Oh, just in time for
I got it.
Ding. Oops. 7:10, everybody.
On the East Coast.
Get your dabs up. Get your dabs up.
Woo.
10 minutes to 4:20 on the West Coast. So we'll go over a few things. For now, Schwoob, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Been busy with work. I actually just took a little nap at the kitchen table, eating dinner. Kind of just getting to the fog here.
Kitchen table nap, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Haven't done that since I was 10 months old.
I do it on like a weekly occasion.
That's great. That's really funny.
Garden's doing good. I got one plant, the scarlet begonias, who's having a bit of a nutrient lockout.
Okay.
A little bit overfed. What happened was I was walking by with all my little bottles there, and one lid was half turned off, and I dropped the bottle, and she went right into the pot.
Oh no!
So you can see in the span of like 2 days, the sugar leaves go from being on the top cola, go from like nice green just to brown. So,
wow. Yeah, dried out.
Other than that, though, the garden's crushing it. I might have a problem with support because I didn't use a trellis or I didn't tie anything up. I'm kind of letting do it all natural, and so far it's holding. But yeah, it's pushing the weight.
I thought you learned your lesson last time. You did no trellis, and then halfway through, you were like, I should have used a trellis. I don't know what I was thinking.
I can't use a trellis in this tent without making a PVC pipe frame all around it because I have that divider which blocks that post.
Right.
Normally, I just hook on the outside corners and that's it, but I don't have the access this time.
That's what I have in my tent. I have two of those PVC pipe frames. I use it for two purposes. One for the trellis. Even if I didn't have a trellis, it keeps from sucking my tent walls in. I actually have a 4x4 instead of a 3x3 when everything's done.
Nice.
You know, or a 3.5 by 3.5.
Well, that's just it. I've noticed the entire garden leaning the one way now. All the colas are going forward, and it's leaning against the door. So,
that's really funny. Really funny. Cheers, South Nelson Farms. Oh, Hoobie Grobin Doobies. Love that name. That's the best. It's really funny. Oh, shit. So what's everybody puffing on today? In chat, what are you guys doing? Anybody got anything exciting going on? If anybody wants to jump on, talk about their garden, please feel free. Schwoob put the link up top, and there's a password.
G4S. Yes, G4S. Should really put that in the pin as well, or just take the password off.
Yeah, we could do that.
We're Canadian. We don't lock our door. What are you puffing on over there?
This is you know what's funny is I don't know what it is. So I was out at a car meet past weekend, and a friend of mine, he was like, you grow a little bit of weed? And I was like, yeah, I do. And he's like, me too. I was like, oh really? And then he pulled out a little thing and he's like, here, you want to taste it? And he gives me a little bud to taste. And I took it home and I forgot about it, and I left it in my car for like a week. No bag, no nothing.
Yeah.
So it's been in decent weather, but it's dried out more than it wants to be. And I mean, still tastes pretty decent. It tastes very sativa dominant. Even has that I call it the pencil shaving smell, and that's what I link that to sativas a lot. It's
Yep.
just like the woods, or like, yeah, it's nice. It's not bad.
It is. Green Goddess, we're working on a website or a Etsy store for it. She asked where can she get a shirt.
Oh yeah, the Etsy store is in progress right now. It'll be up very soon. Appreciate
Cheers,
that.
Boom.
Cheers, Boom. Thanks for stopping in. Glad you had a chance to pop by today. We're going to talk a little bit about outdoor gardens. If anyone has any experience and wants to talk about it, that's awesome. So we'll talk a little bit about, let's get started with, what do you start with? You start with a seed or a clone?
And when do you start them? Because you start with a cutting, you're starting much later than with a seed.
Yep.
Unless you're going to veg that cutting out drastically. Which
all right, so let's do, let's just say you're doing a seed. I haven't done, like I said, I don't have a lot of experience with it, but I can pretty much figure out timelines mostly. So if you were starting with a seed and you wanted to put it out, first of all, let's pick a day when you put it out. Maybe that's a good way to start. And then we can work backwards. When you start with a seed, you'd want to start here. If you started with a clone, you'd want to start here.
Let me look at the calendar here. I haven't marked.
All right. I think a lot of it is going to have to do with location, geography, where you're at. So we're going to talk based on where we live, and you can apply this information and knowledge to your atmosphere. But what we're looking for, I would say generally, believe it or not, Schwoob and I, even though I'm on the West Coast and he's in the East Coast of Canada, well, Central East-ish of Canada, we still have to put it out around the same time. I mean, where I'm at, I get a little bit warmer. You drive an hour that way and it's colder.
So a lot of factors on it are elevation, your zone. So on a map, geologically speaking, everyone has their own little zone numbered off. If you actually look at certain plants on the packaging, it'll say what zone it works grows best in. Taking this into account, it's there for a reason. Do not take the information, just discard it, because you'll have a bad time. You might get lucky and say, hey, this one works out right, but it takes a lot of guesswork out.
And you can go on Google and find out what zone you're in. And what you're looking for is, so your plants are going to go into flower as soon as the light hits 12:12, no matter what. You're not going to be able to stop it. So you want to make sure that you put it out there long enough that it veges to get big enough that it'll withstand the rest of the season, and not get too big that you'll be won't be able to control it. And then we could talk a little bit about, so I would say a starting time.
I'm gonna go probably. I want the person I do outdoor with. Our plants will be getting out there the second week of May.
Yeah, I was gonna say we do May long weekend. So May 2-4 has always been like, as soon as we hit that May long weekend, we can put plants out, and that's sort of been the go-to for anyone that I know around here. Like I said, I haven't really done it, but I know that's what people in my area have been doing. And you want to take it down before the first frost, so that could be a big difference. So in your area, you're probably looking at September.
It varies the year. It varies the
September,
year.
but
not even. I've had plants go to November, man. It varies. Yeah.
I was gonna say in here we can get them into October sometimes.
October is a sure bet here, but also if you're doing outdoor and you're gonna, I let them go past one frost, but I will insulate the root zone. We'll get into that a little bit further on.
Okay. Anyone else have experience with outdoor? I see Boom says he puts it out first full moon after the May long. So that's where I was talking about, after May 2-4.
Yep.
That's when we usually do it as well. And I guess there's, there's going to be a lot of variability in that to do with your cultivar. How long does it take to flower? And I think everyone kind of looks for as short of a flowering strain as they can, something that's in that 8-weeker. Boom cut mid-September. So there you go. That's what we're looking for. I've seen them go into October, but depends where you're at. My area, you can definitely take them to October.
I generally
It'd be
look for
nice to get them down in September.
yeah. I'm
Um,
generally looking for a 53-day flower or up to a 63, that range.
Yeah.
I might push it to 70 days if I know the plant or the cultivar really well, but yeah.
if I think back, actually, most of the guys who I know who are going to October have some sort of a roof over their plants. I think when you're going September cuts, that's when you're, bare boning it out there, raw dogging it, if you will.
Terrible.
You want to, because rain,
Oh,
the
yeah.
rain will come and you'll get wet and it won't dry out fast enough in the inside and you'll get bud rot.
So
That's
one
it.
thing we should take into account is mold resistance and strains and cultivars.
Yep.
Personally, one I'm going to be trying to throw out this year because I've heard good things is the Morning Dew by Hyrule Genetics. I've got a female in my tent right now growing, and I heard it's great for outdoors in wet weather. So hopefully, last year everyone's outdoor in the area got either powdery mildew or bud rot because it was so wet the last 2-3 weeks of the harvest season. It was just bad. So yeah.
Cheers, Four Plants. Thanks for stopping by. So Green Goddess says she starts. Oh, cheers, everyone. That's 420. Bing on the west
Plus one
coast.
for me.
I will do that. So Green Goddess says she starts May 2-4, same timing as me, and I guess around the same as you as well, and cuts down mid-October, but went to November this past year. And Boom said he's on his 54th shorter season, so he's had some short seasons.
Damn.
That's hilarious. Yeah, if you can get something under 60 days, like a real finish under 60 days,
Yep.
You'll be laughing.
Do it.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about, we know we want to get it out on May 2-4, and we're looking for something that goes, under 60 days. Let's talk about starting that plant. So we're gonna let's start from clone first, and say you have a sure cut that is 58 days, and you're ready to get it out there. Let's talk about how big do you want it to go out there, and do you use pots or do you go straight in the ground?
So if I'm going to start from seed, like I kind of bring this a little bit easier, go ahead. I'm going to start it probably December, January. I'm going to start indoors. Just a simple desk light will be adequate to keep that seedling going, and a little heat mat, depending on where you're located. If I'm going to do cutting, I'm going to make sure I've notified the person I'm getting the cutting from 3 weeks before I want it, and not just call them up and say, hey, can I get one today? Because that's just a dick move.
Sounds like you've been there.
Oh, every year I got a call. Usually the weekend before May 2 for, hey, do you have like 5 cuttings? Like,
No, I don't.
no. Can you get some? Do you think I can get some? But yeah, so yeah, I prefer to do it in a 10-gallon fabric pot outdoors first. First time I grow it outdoors. If I know the strain, I know the root mass, I'll go 25 gallons. I usually stick with cocoa, 50-50 perlite. Or I do the organic Gaia Green potty mix.
Nice.
Yeah. So for my dad, who I help out with, we go with the Gaia Green organic mix, the all-purpose general powder they have, and just top it up every 3 weeks to a month, straight water. Keep it very simple.
In pots, right? 10
Yes,
gallon or
pots.
20 gallon?
If I'm going to go into the ground directly, I want to break up at least a 38 inch diameter of ground in about 1.5 feet, 2 feet deep, not too much.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let that sit there for probably about a month prior. Like I'll break it up a month early, add some amendments to it, and let it sit and kind of work as magic. The roots still like the compact dirt, and if you haven't buried anything there or like grew anything in that spot, that soil is gonna be compacted over years and years and years. Like you need to
Absolutely. The root's gonna have a hard time growing through it.
And also let you see if you're growing on clay or not, because clay is gonna be a bad time.
Yeah.
It's gonna hold that water into plants, gonna cause some root issues, and you won't even know. You're like, it's in the ground, should drain properly. It's not always the case.
So I know an old a friend of mine who's an older gentleman who grows outdoor every summer, and he grows straight in the ground. But he grows in the same spot that he's grown every year, and he's dug those and thrown in his own potting soil to have his own first couple of feet, and he just maintains that. So it's a little bit different. So when the roots, if the roots spread out past his area, fine, they do, but otherwise he's got a good chunk of his own mixture that he keeps going in there. And I would say that if you're doing it your first time, do it in a pot, fabric pot, because then you can control what's going on in there.
Be cautious of the color of a fabric pot, though. I will suggest. If you get a black one, it's going to heat up more in the sun.
Right.
So I preferably use a brown one. I have seen some in blue. I haven't tested the blue ones out yet, but I imagine they'd work a little bit better.
Good advice. Good advice. And you did touch on it really quickly there. Nutrients. Look, you're outdoor. It's going to be easier to go organically than try to feed with you're going to need irrigation with nutrients, or you're going to have to be out there all the time. I would say top dress and water should all you'd have to do.
Yeah.
I think it would be, look, like I said, I haven't done enough of it. So you definitely want to make sure that you can get water to your location really easily.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully it's, because if you're doing it in pots, you can't wait for rain.
Yeah, no.
If you're going in the ground, the rain will help you though, because you'll get some roots that'll dig down and find the water. Right?
Oh yeah, they'll keep going.
Yeah.
I will suggest this though is map out the area you're going to plant prior to you planting there. If it's in your backyard, even make sure you know the area vantage points so someone can see, because as much as it is legal in Canada, there is still shady people. Hate to say it, but yeah, hate to put this work in and someone swipe it, especially if it's in a pot, and pick that pot up and walk away. In the dirt, you got to at least cut a little bit. And as much as I want to say booby trap your yard, you legally can't, and it's a big issue if you do. So better off just be prepared. Set cameras up. With it being legal, you can actually call the cops. It happened actually in the city over in Cambridge 2 years ago. Buddy's plants were stolen from his backyard. It was a neighbor on the other side of the street, like behind him. I ended up calling the cops because he had him on camera doing it, and he was forced to return the plants.
Yeah.
So
hopefully he cured them well.
They were still on the stock.
Oh, geez.
It was literally the same day, buddy. The cops went and got them. So
that's awesome.
But it was early. It was like beginning of September. So
Here's Let's Be Buds. Thanks for stopping in.
Good old Uncle Rick.
Yep. Keeping
it moist.
Fantastic. So Boom says he goes in the ground. And that's probably for the ease. And he's probably done it in the same spot a few times, and he probably does the same thing, cuts a little. Do you use your own mix in the ground, or are you using just the ground that you're in and top dressing it, or how do you do it, Boom? What's your story? Be cool to know.
I mean, first thing I would suggest, if you don't know what's in that soil, get a little McKenzie test and test it out. Buy them at Walmart for like $5. Really worth the investment to let you know if it's high in nitrogen, high in phosphorus, high in potassium, if you're missing something. So
no, I think it's going to take what it needs. If there's other life growing around there, the soil is probably good.
Exactly.
Just clean it out, get rid of some of those other roots, maybe clean up the till that area a little bit so it's not too compact. Even though people talk about no-till, I know no-till is important. It is a thing. So maybe you go that way.
I think for our plants, A has the comment of the day.
Plant, yeah, that's a pretty good one. Boom says he uses bone meal and compost chicken manure as probably as a top dress.
Chicken shit is wonders, my friend.
Green Goddess dig pits and puts in her own medium. That's what I've experienced with people who do the outdoor in the ground.
Yeah.
And you don't even need that much. Like I would say you do about a 10-gallon pot or even a little, maybe a little bigger worth of your own medium, and then you just let it go from there. That'll help you with the heat issues that Shrew was talking about. Even if you had a black fabric pot and you wanted to avoid that, you could probably bury it.
Yep. Yep.
That'd probably save your problem of the heat. It would regulate with the ground, and it would still run off just like it would when it's sitting on the ground. Pretty cool. I'd like to do some outdoor myself. I don't really get a chance to.
Me personally, in the backyard, I really can't because the kids got a smaller yard and don't want them running into it.
Yeah,
Just makes it easier that way.
no doubt. No doubt.
I will say
So,
this year's plan for outdoor is the Orange Gasm and Morning Dew.
oh,
I got those planned out for my dad, and I got one shredder. I want to see how that does.
cool.
Yeah.
Both of those are fairly long running flowering, aren't they?
Orange Gasm is 63 days, and Morning Dew is 56.
Orange Gasm is only 63 days, really?
Yep, 63 days. The longest one is Shredder. That's 70 days.
Okay.
So I went through it last night in my tent. Everything in my tent right now is max 70 days, and the quickest one's 56. So
Because like that Liberation OG I had, that wanted to go fucking long too. I took it 69 days, or no, 68 days. It
cheers,
wasn't,
one.
it probably could have went longer. Cheers, Tao. Thanks for stopping in.
The third choice should have been seeds and clones.
Yeah, both. That's funny. Also, something to think about if you're doing seeds. So if you're putting seeds out, make sure you're sexing it before you put it out. You want to make sure you got females everywhere. You get one male out there and you could be an unhappy camper unless you don't care and you want some of those. But you could be making your neighbor unhappy. So don't put any males outside.
Exactly. That's my main thing. Like, even if you yourself don't know what you're doing and you're starting fresh from seed and you don't know how to sex, get someone. You can FaceTime many people that know. There's lots of groups out there to help you out. It's better just to confirm. Like, you don't want to do all that work and kind of get SOL at the end.
Yeah.
Or halfway
If
through.
you're not sure, if you're not sure what to look for, I think our last episode or the one before that, you can go on there and there's some information on how to tell who's male and female, what to look for. There's some good photos, visuals. You can look for nut sacks or whiskers.
I like how it's nut sacks or whiskers.
Yeah, nut sacks and whiskers.
Mustache rides for all.
Mustache. Who wants a mustache ride?
$5.
Yeah. So I unfortunately won't be putting anything out this year. Now you got me thinking about Orange Gasm because I want to do some Irie that wasn't gonna flower as long. I also have Lemon Jeffrey here. I think that's also a long flower.
70 days.
Yeah, see, damn it. I'm not gonna pop any of those seeds yet then because I don't want anything that takes that long yet.
I should smell you a cutting a Morning Dew.
Yeah, give me something that's short flower, but good weed too.
Cheers, Mertz.
I actually just saw somebody mailing some cuttings the other day with a really cool technique. Solo cup. Clone in the solo cup. Cut a piece of cardboard to fit the top of the solo cup.
Yeah.
Smush it down in it so that if it flips upside down, the medium won't fall out. Okay. And then he takes 2 more solo cups. One facing up, one facing down. So the lids are touching each other. So it's like a long cylinder, and he cuts the bottom out of one of them and then puts that over the cutting and then tapes the whole thing together. So it was, I don't know if you can imagine what that looks like or not, but looked really well. And then he had like 6 or 8 of them, put them in a box, tape the box and just ship the box.
Nice.
Yeah. And put some paper around so they couldn't fall over.
Makes sense.
Cheers, Mertz.
Long
If you
time
end
no
up with a
see.
mail, just start a seed company. Isn't that what everyone's doing nowadays? You know,
Shots
I don't
fired.
know.
Shots
Look,
fired.
there's money to be made. So if people want to do that, they can do it. I just know where I'm buying my seeds.
I agree. There's money to be made, but at the same time, do the research into the breeder.
Yeah.
Make sure
Yeah.
they're testing their stuff. Speaking
Vote
of
with your
testing stuff,
dollars. Vote with your dollars.
exactly. Speaking of testing stuff, if you got a minute, go check out Four Plants. Four Plants A's Instagram. He's got my tester beans going right now, and they look wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's from the breeding project.
Yes, from
Oh.
Operation Grow. Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I know what they are. I don't think he knows what they are yet. And let them start flowering up for them know.
I popped some new genetics that none of anyone who I've been growing with has been growing, and that's the Hyrule Genetics. And let me tell you, y'all missing out. Guys got some fire. Super excited.
I've been checking them out lately. It's interesting.
Super excited. This Zelda Runts. Hello, OG. It's really, really good. I ought to send you a little bit.
I'm always open to that. I know that cookie was pretty good. Didn't nearly.
Good point. Boom.
Oh yeah.
Send a clip. Yeah. On a just cut it, wrap it, maybe wrap the bottom of it in some wet tin foil in a baggie or something. Yeah, and send the clipping like that. Exactly. Because it's less likely to carry any bugs with it too.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't have any medium. There might, even if there is something on it, you can, as soon as you get it, just quarantine.
I was just gonna say one thing we forgot to touch base on is if you get cuttings in your bedroom, in your garden, inside with the other plants, quarantine it first.
Yeah.
As much as your buddy says his garden is prime shaped, he's not no pest, no nothing, or wherever you get it, there's a chance it could have picked up along the way. There's little crawly friends are my friends. Cheesequake, nice.
Yeah, gotta be careful for that kind of stuff.
Now, for watering outdoor plants, I always suggest watering before the sun comes up or after it goes down. Do not water directly in the middle of the day, like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Just burn your plants. Keep the water directly to the medium. Don't need to spray the plants with it unless you're doing a foliar. And even then, nighttime.
Yeah.
Between the heat cooking the plants and the water droplets acting like a magnifying glass and the sun just cooking those leaves, you'll do a lot more damage than good if you water in the day. And like Merritt says, if you get a cutting, solve for the crap out of it.
Mertz, I do that even my own stuff. When I take cuttings, they get a dip. I do a sulfur dip in a cup, take it out, give it a little shake off, do my whole thing. Yeah, even my own stuff. Keep things clean.
Oh, just good habit to have. Take a fresh cutting, dip it. There you go.
Yeah, and I just buy the. I think it's Safers.
Yeah.
Wettable sulfur, and I mix 1 tablespoon per liter of water. I believe it is. That's it.
Nice.
That's all. Got some. I won that giveaway on
That
Floraflex. Yeah. I received the product.
Nice. Cheers, Ollie.
I'm gonna try it.
So that's an additive?
Yeah, it's a bloom booster.
So probably
Straight here, I'll grab it. Yeah, and sulfur, I believe.
Probably like a 0064.
Sulfur's good for flav. Monopotassium phosphate, magnesium sulfate, sulfate of potash, and sodium molybdate. So molybdenum.
Sorry, couldn't help but think of that Jim Carrey movie where he plays God.
Yeah, yeah. So what it says on here is Bulky B is a water-soluble formula. It provides essential nutrients needed for vigorous plant growth in the early and mid-flowering stages. Not much info on it. Bloom stimulator, and it's a 0-14-43.
Okay. Use sparingly.
Yeah, it's only used. I was just about to pull up their feed chart.
Probably week 4 or week 4 to week 6.
I'm gonna pull their feed chart up and we can look at it because they have a bunch of different feed charts because you can have the option of using just their V1, V2, B1, B2 and no additives. Then they have that V1, B2, B1, B2 with a CalMag.
Yeah.
And then they have what's called their full tilt schedule where they use another product called Full Tilt and no CalMag is involved. And then they have the Full Tilt with Bulky B as well.
Hey, they'll give you a variety of options.
Yeah. So let me just pull up my screen really quickly and we can take a quick look at it here. Feeding schedules. And you can see quickly it says choose if you're doing a 2-part or a 3-part. Choose whether you're with or without CalMag, and then choose your feed strength. Do you want high strength, medium strength, or low strength? And then it tells you what they're best suited for, in their opinion. I looked at their medium strength feed chart is my high strength.
Quickly ran through.
And then we look down here and you can see there's a 3-part, which means it uses V1, V2 in veg with a B1, B2 Bulky B and Full Tilt. That's the 3-part with Bulky B. 3-part without Bulky B is over here. So Full Tilt is part of their 3-part.
Okay.
And they don't use a lot. Look, 2 grams per gallon. And that's on the high strength. If you look up top, you can see the green arm on it. This is their basic 2-part with CalMag. I've been using 2-part with CalMag, but I don't go that high.
Shit costs money. We gotta conserve it.
Well, no, not even that. It's just too much. My plants it's overfed. I try to feed like around 850 ppms, maybe hit 1,000.
Well, that's what I've noticed now is I got some plants that look hungry, some plants that are bang on. Then you got that scarlet begonia, so it just got way too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the problem when you're dealing with a bunch of different cultivars together like that, and you see some that are bang on and some that aren't, is that it could be nutrient lockouts and other things. It might not just be like underfed and overfed. Could not always that simple, right? So I'm gonna try it with the Bulky B, and you know what? I might as well pick up a bag of the Full Tilt just to give it a try.
Do it up.
Yeah, try everything.
Apparently, Hoobie Growing is supposed to be trying the full lineup for Flex.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so they're saying in chat there. They sent the whole lineup.
cool. Yeah, let me know how you like it. Oh, there we go.
Were you in top chat? I get the feeling you're in top chat.
No, I wasn't. I was I had the Floraflex screen up on my computer, so I didn't see the YouTube anymore. I'm back now.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
glad
I'll
you feel
try
half
that.
better, Aldi. Sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm gonna try that. Who be growing doobies? Do you grow in cocoa or peat or water? What's your method? I grow cocoa, drained to waste, and their medium strength is like my highest that I go. I like to use 3 grams V1, V2 for my veg, and a little bit of CalMag gets me around 850.
You guys, your dry newts, your dry powder newts. I'm jealous. Sound all bougie. 3 grams.
Pretty easy. I
I
was
see the
looking at New Millennium as a product because I know they I know that it's a good product. I've witnessed myself they develop good flavor, and I don't know if people feel that nutrient affects flavor or not, but I really do think that a lot. I don't know if it's nutrient or just their lineup or how they have it together or whatever. Anyway, long story short is it's super expensive. It's hard to keep up with that. It's a lot of
Yeah,
bottles, all liquid, and you use a lot of it. It's not
yeah.
really
It's a getting up to Canada is brutal for that. Like I was lucky and got a free box set from Operation Grow to try out, and I was like, "This is great. I want to buy some." And cut the price. Tag. Goes, "Nope, nope."
yeah,
Let's just put it this way: no lube.
yeah, exactly. You can buy it now. There is someone in Canada who's a dealer for it. I'll give him a shout out. Bloom's Grow Tech.
Oh, okay.
So you can check them. They have it on listed on their website, and it's Great White Bud, who's one of the partners in that. And I know he's been using it for a long time. I don't know if anyone else has tried it, but I smoked from it. It's good.
If you're not familiar with cocoa, it's not that much of a big jump. You just gotta stay on the watering schedule.
Mhm.
I was nervous at first, but now I won't go back to Pete. I love my cocoa.
Yeah, I felt the same. My first few runs with cocoa, I think I was just surprised by how fast it dried out. And I was also intimidated by the fact that you put so much nutrient through it. I do feel like I always get bigger and faster growth. Does it pay off the speed of growth to the price of nutrients though? I don't know. Not for a home grower, maybe peat's the way to go sometimes. It's way less often. Like I know with peat, I would like feed, water, feed, because there's buffers in there that you can put straight water in there and it doesn't stop everything from working properly. Where cocoa, you put water through there, you strip it
On the
basically.
bare bones, yeah. You will see the color change from clear to whatever you had in your cocoa at the bottom.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like I know when I'm gonna go do the flush here, probably starting Sunday, I'm gonna see a nice autumn color of water at the bottom of my plants.
Mhm.
Just it's gonna
Boom
happen.
runs jacks with some additives, which is a really, really good routine. That's part of the reason why I like Floraflex is because it's just like similar to a Jax. You just got a base. Well, I mean, there's 4 parts here. There's a veg and a bloom, where Jax is still a 3 part. You run the same thing all the time with Jax, right? But there is like a flowering mixture, I guess, of it that people run. I haven't used Jax myself, but I know Green Jeans garden. I watched him. He talks about Jacks for years and always has a nice looking garden. You can check out his YouTube.
Very solid grow. Very solid grow.
Yeah, I've also seen him do some nutrient breakdowns, compare it to other people, other companies, and he adds a little to it as well.
I find most
only
growers have
thing-
their own mix.
The only thing I add to mine is recharge.
It's one thing I've not used yet. I've heard wonderful things about it, but I just haven't
I
needed
just feel like it's got mostly everything that I would want to add into it, all in one.
it. Yep.
It gives you food for the microbes, a little bit of microbes. There's some humic and fulvic, all in one. It's pretty good.
Nice, nice.
My garden is I think I'm gonna probably transplant into 1 gallons this week,
Nice.
and then they'll stay in there for probably 10 days, week, 10 days. We'll see how fast they grow out. I'm not trying to rush it. I actually turned the light down a little bit and the temperature to let it slow the grow, because I got some things coming up where I'm not going to be available to do anything. So sometimes that happens with me. I just slow things down.
I hear that.
And all I do is turn the light down a little bit and make it cooler.
Right now, I just like the heater off, and I can shut the growth down pretty much to like a halt.
Yeah. I make sure the light's strong enough so I don't get like stretchy or anything stupid. But mostly just temperature will slow everyone down.
Oh, SF1, is it SFI or SFL?
Oh, SFL 100.
Okay, I've heard that a few times.
Yeah, it's some microbes. Yeah, it's a good product as well.
I've been having good results with that Canazyme.
You have, yeah.
Yep. I use a bottle for the autopod system as well as this cocoa grow. It's been doing pretty good.
I got a small bottle of microbial mass. I got it for free from my grow store. So I'm gonna use that as well as my recharge, just because I always use it. I use recharge once a week. I just add it as a watering. But they love it every time.
It's amazing when you start growing and you don't use like your microorganisms or don't add any, and then you start adding them. Like, what was I missing? What is this? It's like, oh, wait, this is nature at its best.
Yeah. Happens. Yeah, you start to notice something missing because you're used to seeing the same results, and then what was that?
Yep. So what is this donkey dick?
Oh, I got a final weight. I was 1,030 grams. I didn't I don't know what that works out to. 30 something, 30, 33 or 34 grams, 1,030 something.
So 36 ounces.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice run. Felt good. Yeah. Was a
How's
good
your
one.
trimming hand?
There's still one plant.
I shouldn't laugh. I got plants hanging from Christmas, so
I didn't even weigh it yet. It's the bottoms of it. So it's gonna be another probably 20 or 30 grams, but I just said, fuck it, this is what I'm smoking. The rest of the stuff is going into my hash bin.
that's exactly
So 1,030 grams of that's smokable, and then there's I would say there's probably 30, if I was to count all the little bottom, maybe 30 or 40 grams left of like little tiny loose snuggies and stuff like that. So it was a good run. It was nice.
It looked great, so glad to see that. Cheers, GMF.
Cheers, GMF. Thanks for stopping by.
He called us gentlemen. He obviously doesn't know us.
So for anyone who wants to know, that's under 1 HLG Scorpion R spec at full strength, and it was 9 plants in 3-gallon pots.
Okay, so I'm yawning. My God.
And it was 7 different cultivars. So there was 2 Zelda runts, 2 Mac runts, and then everything else was different.
Did you have the honeydew going again?
Yeah, the honey cream, yeah. And the I would say the Primal Punch and the Black Cherry Skittles, they didn't get the depth at all. They were only this tall.
Yeah.
Where the others were, I got my 2 feet out of it, or 18 to 24 inches of actual growth.
Yep. Ain't that the truth, Boom? You get more charitable at the end of the trim with your hash bucket.
That's why I was like, so I've finished counting it all, and I was like, except for that bit that's left on the plate that I don't feel like trimming.
Donations.
Oh shit.
Here's
Boom,
bucket
you
off,
got it.
throw the bag
You
and
got
freeze
it, man. And it's funny because the first couple plants, you're always just like, oh yeah, just trim them all. And you should think to yourself, okay, or maybe I should do all the top first next time. No, the only reason why I did it is because I wanted to separate all the plants individual jars, so I didn't mix anything up.
Yep.
I did it. I did it. And my favorite is that Zelda runts.
Wow.
Took over the Mac runs for sure. Yeah.
And with a name like Zelda Runs, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's Triforce OG.
Yep.
And runts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yummy.
Should try and reach out to them, try and get some of those seeds.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw them on one site for $100-something for a pack, and I paid way less than that.
Yep.
I got 6, I think, for like 50 or 60, and then they threw in 3 fem seeds, the Mac runs. Yeah. You usually get a couple freebies with his orders.
Yeah.
In fact, I think always there's 1 to 3 freebies in there of a different something, probably something he's testing.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll be looking at the next batch and see what he comes up with next. All right, so thanks everyone again for popping in for another Tuesday afternoon. We'll let Shwooby get his nap before he falls
Not even,
asleep.
man. I'm going downstairs to deal with the kids.
On the keyboard like that.
Keyboard's actually far away. Like I can't even hit it.
Yeah.
So
shit, you're gonna hit
safety
the floor.
first.
You're gonna hit the
And on a
floor.
cat.
Oh, that's soft. No, thanks for stopping by, everyone. Really appreciate it. Make
Love
sure you
y'all
check out
hanging
all the
out.
other shows. Let's Be
Caribou
Buds and Caribou Heart and Michigan Grows and the GML show. Grandmaster Levels back on Friday nights.
Irish show on Monday.
Irie, Eagle, our Fumi. You'll see him if you like hanging out there. Who else has shows?
Did you say Let's Be Buds?
Everybody. Huh?
Did you say Let's Be Buds?
Oh yeah. Let's Be Buds. I watch Mr. Grow It, CLTV. I watch all those guys.
We really got to get like a TV channel thing going here.
Yeah,
all the shows.
I'm gonna get a list and write it down, and then maybe that we could roll it in like credits or something when we get a proper system running instead of just using Zoom. Yeah. All right, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. See you again next Tuesday.
Cheers, guys.
For 7, 10, and 420.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers, everyone.